Now, the Bishop of Durham will be taking religion to the streets this week to mark the start of Lent. The Right Reverend Paul Butler is joining local rector, the Rev'd Canon Sue Pinnington, who will be very visible out and about on Ash Wednesday to mark the start of Lent by marking the foreheads of passers-by with ash. Sue's on the line this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ingrid.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Are you revved up for this event? Because it's a new movement, isn't it? It's called Ashes to Go. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Ashes to Go started in the United States, and last year on Ash Wednesday I was lucky enough to be working with the Bishop of Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And experienced her out on the streets of Washington, outside one of the busiest metro stations, offering ashes and prayer. And it was phenomenal. We had queues of people.
Goodness, really?
Don't know whether we'll have queues of people in Houghton-le-Spring on Wednesday, but we hope.
Now, Ashes to Go, it does sound American. It does have that fast food kind of, let's take it to the people kind of feel about the whole name of it. But to have you describe what the scenes were like in Washington and then to transfer it to Sunderland, that's ambitious.
Well, why not?
Yeah, well, why not?
We had a very, very cold day in Washington. It was -8 degrees. And priests gathered all over the city. There were about 40 different venues over the whole city, offering people literally the chance to seek forgiveness, to receive the sign of the cross in ashes. We also offer people the opportunity to pray about issues or people that are concerning them. And then they sort of went on their way. It's a very quick but very intimate moment between priest and whoever comes along.
Now, as far as you're aware then, is this the very first time that Ashes to Go has ever taken place in the North East?
We're reasonably sure. I know that some Ashes to Go have taken place in London, but it hasn't really caught on in Britain. But it's a great chance to take out a very important part of the Church's tradition, this tradition of seeking forgiveness in an often messy world, outside of the church doors, as it were, the buildings, actually to encounter people on the streets.
So how special are the ashes? Tell us about those.
The ashes themselves are last year's palm crosses that were burnt, and we've burnt rather a lot of them for this Ash Wednesday. And then the ashes ground down into a fine black powder, and then on Wednesday we'll add water to that in order to make it stick to people's foreheads.
Now, you've got collaborating with you, the Bishop of Durham. How did you talk Paul Butler into doing this and coming along and being part of it?
Well, you know, we're talking about the Church's mission and encountering people where they are. So I challenged him to say, we're going to be doing this on the Broadway in Houghton-le-Spring on Ash Wednesday morning, bright and early. Would you like to come along and join us? And he said yes. He was really interested in what we were talking about and thought, yeah, he's up for the challenge, which is great. We're delighted he's coming. And I think a few people might get a little bit of a shock of seeing a bishop in a mitre next to the bus stop on Wednesday morning.
I think there's every chance of that, Sue. I think there really is. Now, the reaction is going to be quite something. Will you come back and let us know how the reaction goes after Wednesday?
I'd be delighted, Ingrid, yes. Yeah. You know, we have no idea what's going to happen and how people are going to take to it. But that's part of what it is to be a missionary church, to go out on the limb a little bit, you know, and just to experience the Spirit moving in Houghton-le-Spring on Wednesday.
Well, Canon Sue Pinnington of St Michael's Church in Houghton-le-Spring, you've got your work cut out. It'll be interesting. You'll be on the Broadway in Houghton-le-Spring Ash Wednesday, this Wednesday. Yeah. What time are you setting out with the Bishop of Durham?
We're starting at 7:15 in the morning, and we'll go on till about 9 o'clock.
Fantastic. Keep your eyes peeled.
Come along, sis. Christian, non-Christian, everybody is welcome. And, of course, you'll get a free cup of tea or coffee and some toast as well if you want.
Fantastic. Thanks for talking to us this morning, Sue.
Great. Thank you, Ingrid.
All the best.
Thanks. Bye-bye.